It's been a while since I've done a book review, so I thought it's about time I did one. It's been quite rather far too long, I'd say. So here we go. This is a non-fiction book which is called The Stage of Time by Matthew LaCroix. And there we go. Now, this is a self-published book as far as I know. But that doesn't mean it's no good, though. It's actually quite a fascinating study of the history of mankind, and it touches on the ancient gods. Actually, more than touches, it goes into great detail about them. Actually, particularly of Mesopotamia or Sumeria, and traces, I suppose, what you could call the pyramid structure of humanity, sort of kingship, overlords, corpocracy, monarchy, or this sort of top-down structure of humanity that we have inherited, which, if you look at it on the surface level, it may appear to have nothing to do whatsoever with the Anunnaki or the ancient Mesopotamian rulers. But when you read this book, it's quite clear from what he says that very much of modern society is based on a model which we inherited from that time. He really talks about two conflicts of culture, which he symbolizes by the eagle and the serpent, or in some cases a dragon. We've been taught generally to believe that the serpent is evil, that the serpent is representative of negative forces rather than the forces of wisdom or knowledge. Although in some cases you do see vestiges of that. The caduceus used in medicine is very much left over of that concept of the snake being wise and a source of knowledge. Of course, the biblical story of the Garden Eden sees a sort of Promethean role of the snake in enlightening humankind to its state. But this is seen in a very negative light, and the serpent, of course, represents Satan in the biblical story. The eagle, on the other hand, is regarded by many as a sort of symbol of hope and power and civilizing force. Although to others it would be more similar to sort of a natural role of raptors, which is as predatorial. From the point of view of a mouse or a rabbit or other kind of fairly small creatures, an eagle, a falcon, etc., they are terrifying oppressors. And they have obviously the bird's eye view of the world, and they're incredibly dangerous to their prey. And you'll see that symbolism both in ancient, even pre-Mesopotamian culture, going back into Turkey. You'll find that symbol. And you'll certainly find it in Greece and ancient Rome. You'll find it in the British colonial, the French colonial, and the American colonial architecture and symbolism. So he contends that there's this force, this conflict that's sort of still at play today between the eagle and the serpent, and you would see the more benign cultures, the ones that generally have been oppressed and suffered, seem to be more akin to the serpent culture, as opposed to the sort of dominating eagle culture, which has gradually spread all across the world since the discovery of what we call the New World, if you like. Of course, it's not new. It's been full of people since, thousands and thousands of years ago. It was new to the domineering European powers. But that's not to suggest that the Europeans are the only people who have had this kind of oppressive dominant culture. If you think back, you'll find that the Mongolians, the Egyptians, the Aztecs, they were extremely aggressive, dominating, and colonial in their behavior. So, although it's not fashionable to suggest that colonialism is a worldwide problem, regardless of color of skin, the history of the world would show otherwise, that some more benign cooperative cultures have been squashed and eliminated and co-opted by more powerful ones all across the world, not just in Europe or European powers expanding into the other parts of the world. It's a sad history of humanity that this sort of eagle culture, if you like, has dominated. So this book goes into this in great depth. It also touches on the possibility of external influence on our culture, the possibility of the Mesopotamian culture being externally influenced by what you can only really describe as aliens. This is something that's become incredibly popular as an idea, and you'll find it all over the internet these days. But this book isn't new. This is written a few years ago, but it seems to be very timely that I should mention this now, given the kind of flurry of interest in ancient Mesopotamia. Pardon me, and especially the Anunnaki. So it is a little bit repetitive at times, but it's a very well written book, and it certainly goes into great detail and actually uses extracts from the original text translated into English as well, from the ancient Sumerian tablets, which is a nice touch which you often find missing in many books, where they reference certain passages or certain books, but they of course don't give you the actual content. Matthew LaCroix has been kind enough to actually provide us with it so that we can decide for ourselves whether we think it's accurate, relevant, etc. So I think that was a good touch, and certainly improved the book no end to my mind. So anyway, I think that's a very interesting book, worth a look, and you can buy it certainly on the internet. Because it's self-published, I don't think it's actually available in that many bookstores, but you'll certainly find it online. Anyway, yeah, go check it out, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and please feel free to check out the rest of the reviews of books on my playlist, which is called Books to Inspire You. So I've got quite a few there now, so yeah, if you have time, why not have a look at some of the other books I've talked about over the last couple of years. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope to do more of these in 2024, because I haven't had the time due to various things to do very many this year, but I hope to do more of these in the coming year. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed my content, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks a million. Bye bye.